Are you over 30 and wondering if it's too late to follow your dreams? Maybe you're stuck in a job that you don't enjoy and it's leaving you feeling unfulfilled and empty. Well, I'm here to share with you that, of course, it's never too late to follow your dreams, and that, in fact, maybe now is the best time to start. Welcome to the Purpose Creator Project, a podcast where we dive deep into what it truly means to live a life of purpose. I'm your host, Ella, and in this space, it's never too late to start living your purpose. Just like me, if you've ever questioned, why am I here? What is the purpose of life? In this podcast, we'll explore some of life's great questions. So pull up a posse, get comfy, and welcome to the Purpose Creator Project. Let's talk about why age doesn't matter and how you can take action today. So if you are in your early 30s and stuck in a 9-to-5 job that you don't enjoy, I totally understand because I was once there before. And in my early 30s, I had to make the leap of faith to change my life, to follow my dreams. And let me tell you, it was the best decision I ever made for my life. So you might be wondering, who am I and what's my story? Well, in my early 30s, before I became a full-time music creator, I was stuck in a 9-to-5 job that I did not enjoy. I was a fully functioning addict and I was depressed, numb, and I really did not have much ambition or desire for my life. And this was basically my life since I left high school. For over 15 years, I worked in jobs that I did not enjoy just for the paycheck. And for over 15 years, I battled with substance abuse addictions. But in my early 30s, I hit breaking point. I had created a lot of pain and suffering in my life, and I started to question, why is my life going nowhere? Why do I keep attracting the same drama over and over into my life? And when I explored this question, I realized that the only person who was creating drama in their life for me was me. And so at that point, I realized that the only way for me to change my life was for me to change and for me to grow and for me to take self-responsibility for my life. So I made the decision in life to start making loving choices for myself so that I could stop surviving and start living. And I started to rebuild my life around my passion of music. Obviously, it wasn't easy, and changing my life didn't happen overnight. There were a lot of setbacks, a lot of challenges, a lot of obstacles, and a lot of growing to do. But I'm currently now living my purpose, creating music full time, and now I have a desire to help other people find their purpose. So to find and live your purpose, the first thing that you have to come to understand is who you are as a soul and that you are the pinnacle of God's creation. So I've been told that the human soul is one of the greatest creations of God, which has the most potential for expansion and growth. And without engaging your passion or your purpose in life, you will never get to fulfill or experience your potential. No one has your personality, no one has your soul. And inside each and every human soul is a unique personality trait that God has given to you from God that no one else on earth has. It is unique to your soul and your personality. And in order to discover your unique soul and personality, God has gifted you with desires that you can develop to discover who you are. So this unique personality trait that God has gifted you, God has given it to you to develop and share with the world that no other person here on this earth can do but you. So God has created you with the ability to develop gifts, talents, wisdom, so that you can share it with the world to benefit humanity. And God has created your unique soul with the ability to feel every single emotion. So there is no challenge or problem that you will not be able to face, overcome, or work through in your life. And God has created you with this capacity to be able to overcome all challenges in your life and to be able to grow in love beyond your wildest dreams, in kindness, compassion, patience, and all the beautiful and wonderful traits that God has created. God has created you with the ability to be able to develop in love and grow and achieve your dreams beyond your wildest expectation. So God wants you to grow and to use the gift of your free will to live your purpose and follow your dreams. So when you truly come to understand you are the pinnacle of God's creation, you will come to understand and feel in your soul that it is never too late to follow your dreams or to live your purpose and do the thing that you've always wanted to do, because you are the pinnacle of God's creation. God created you with an ability to expand and grow no matter what age you are. And that brings me to my next point, which is growth can happen at any age. So in God's world, there are no time limits, and growth can happen at any age. Your soul was created to live well beyond the expected lifespan of your physical body. So in essence, your soul never dies. So that's why it's never too late to start, because life doesn't end when you pass away. You continue to grow and expand even beyond this earthly life. So you may as well start following your dreams, following your purpose, no matter what age you are. Because even when you pass on in this life, you're still going to have the opportunity to continue growing and expanding after you enter into the spirit world beyond this physical world. So if you're watching this and you feel like you've missed your chance, let me tell you, you definitely haven't. You can grow while you're here, and you can continue to grow when you cross over into the spirit world. So God has made it possible for you to grow at any age. It just depends on how much you desire it and how much you want it, and how much you're willing to take self-responsibility for your life. So whether you're 30, 40, 50 or onwards, just know that it is never too late to start following your dreams, because growth can happen at any age. So you might be thinking, but I'm old now. I've done everything that I wanted to do. I've got the house, car, wife, family. I've got all the material possessions in the world that I could ever want. Why do I need to follow my dreams and live my purpose? Well, in God's world, success isn't measured by how much material wealth you acquire. Success is measured by how much you can love. Success in God's world is truly measured by how much you can grow in God's love while you live your purpose, while you fulfill your true calling in life. And in order to be able to grow in love, we need to be connected to who we are, who God created us to be. And we need to be living in truth with our unique soul's expression in this world, and doing the thing that is in alignment with who we are. So if we want to grow in love, if we want to grow in God's love, and if we want to work through all of the errors and unloving parts of our soul that need refinement, the fastest and quickest way to do that is to follow our dreams, is to live in alignment with our unique purpose in this world. By following our dreams and living true to our purpose, we can learn a lot about ourselves. God can teach us a lot about ourselves, where we are in error, where we need to heal, where we need to grow. And that is what's going to help us to grow in God's love, through God teaching us and through receiving God's love into our soul. And the way to receive God's love into our soul is to be in truth with who we truly are. And to be in truth with who we truly are, we must be living our purpose, living true to our dreams, our desires, our passions. Because when we are living in truth to who we are, that is when we have the greatest potential to receive more of God's love into our soul, if we ask for it and if we desire it. And this is how our life is going to be measured: by how much did we love in our life, not how much did we acquire in our life. Success, God is going to measure the success of our life by how much we loved ourselves, how much we loved others, and how much we loved in the world. So that's why it's never too late to start following your dreams, because you might feel like you've done it all, you've achieved everything, but have you grown in love? Have you grown in God's love and truth? And that's the question that you need to answer. And then there are some of you who might be on the opposite end of the spectrum, where You feel like you haven't achieved everything you want to achieve because you've been in too much fear all your life to just start and take action because you are afraid of failing and not being able to do or achieve the thing that you want to achieve. Well, guess what? Yeah, you may end up failing if you follow your dreams. However, failure is not the end, and it's always an opportunity to learn and grow and refine the love that's in your soul. So, failure in God's universe is a good thing. Making mistakes is a good thing because you can learn and grow and make changes to your soul to be able to bring yourself into more harmony with God's love and the way that God loves, so that you can find more success and fulfillment in what you do when you follow your dreams. In fact, failure is your best teacher. It can often bring you closer to your goal more than you think. So don't be afraid of failing. Don't be afraid of trying. You might be a certain age, and yes, you might make some mistakes along the way, but don't let that stop you from following your dreams, especially when you're 30, 40, 50 and onwards. Like, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to fail sometimes. And of course, my final point that I want to make is that age is just a number. Yes, I know it's cliche, but it's true. Like I said, God created the human soul to live beyond the physical body's lifespan. So you're not going to just disintegrate into thin air when you pass away. I know some of you might believe that, but it's not true. It is a scientific fact that ghosts and spirits live. And who are ghosts and spirits? People who used to live on this earth once before. So it is a scientific fact that you are going to continue to live on after you shed this fleshy robot that you've been using to experience the world and gain self-awareness. So age really is just a number in that sense. Yes, your body is going to grow old and pass on eventually, especially if you don't heal yourself of all your emotional trauma. Your body will pass on. However, you are not going to cease to exist just when your body finishes. So, everything that you do in this life matters. It matters because every decision you make has an impact on the future of your life beyond this physical world. Your soul and your potential has no expiration date. So, you're better off developing yourself now and learning about who you are, getting to know your unique soul and personality now, because it is going to benefit you when you pass on. Believe it or not, your actions and your choices do have an impact on your well-being after you pass on from this earth. So it matters. Taking action on your purpose, living your purpose is going to help you tremendously when you leave this world and enter into the spirit world. So it matters. And that's why it's never too late to follow your dreams. It's never too late to make a change. You just have to want it. You just have to desire it. Take it from me. There's no dream that's too big and no age that's too old to start. You have the power to make it happen, and the world needs your unique contribution and your unique soul expression in this world. So if you're over 30 or older and wondering if it's too late to start following your dreams, trust me, it isn't. Take that leap of faith, take some loving action, and create the life that you've always dreamed of. If you want to learn about the principles that help me to transform my 9 to 5 into living my purpose, you can check out this video. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've gotten something out of this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Purpose Creator Project. If you enjoyed today's conversation, join me and support this podcast on Patreon at patreon.com/electronicsofficial. Remember, be curious and stay curious. Keep exploring, keep growing, and keep creating. Until next time.